We were discussing the character of Shylock, friends. So, there was such a figure available from the literature of the time, one man who could fulfill both functions. This man would be a usurer or money lender with a beautiful daughter that he had that he held onto as tightly as he did his ducats. Usury was forbidden to Christians by the Church of the Middle Ages, and as a consequence, money lending was controlled by the Jews. As a rule, it was usually the only occupation which the law allotted to them. As a result, a great deal of medieval literature produced the conventional figure of the Jewish moneylender, usually as a minor character, but also true as a major character. It is from this medieval literary tradition that Shakespeare borrows the figure of Shylock, just as Marlowe did for his Jew of Malta. Some commentators have said that the character of Shylock is an example of Elizabethan anti Semitism. In contrast, many have seen the creation of Shylock as an attack on this kind of intolerance. But Shakespeare, they forget, was a dramatist. He was not concerned with either anti nor pro Semitism uh, in the way it creates individual characters in his plays to produce the necessary drama that he was attempting to create. The play is thus emphatically non anti Semitic, rather, because of the nature of Shylock's involvement in the love plots. It is about anti Semitism. Shakespeare never seriously defined or condemned a group through the presentation of an individual. He only did this for the purpose of comedy by creating caricatures in miniature for our amusement. Shylock is drawn in bold strokes. He is meant to be a villain in terms of the romantic comedy, but because of the multidimensionality which Shakespeare gives him, we are meant to sympathize with him at times, loathe him at others. Shakespeare's manipulation of our emotions regarding Shylock is a testament to his genius as a creator of characters. When Shylock leaves the courtroom in Act 4, Scene 1st, he is stripped of all that he has. He is a defeated man, yet we cannot feel deep sympathy for him. Some, perhaps, but not much. Shakespeare's intention was not to make Shylock a tragic figure. Instead, Shylock was meant to function as a man who could be vividly realized as the epitome of selfishness. He must be defeated in this romantic comedy. In a sense, it is Shakespeare's own brilliance which led him to create Shylock as almost too human. Shylock is powerfully drawn, perhaps too powerfully for this comedy, but his superb dignity is admirable, despite the fact that we must finally condemn him. Perhaps the poet W.H. Auden has given us our best clue as to how we must deal with Shylock. Those to whom evil is done, he says, do evil in return. This explains in a few words much of the moneylender's complexity and our complex reactions towards him. So, this is one dimension of the creation of Shylock. Friends, students, you could say we could summarize that Shylock is one of the best known characters in the entire range of Shakespearean drama. He is also a controversial character, Some critics and readers regard him as a true villain, while others believe that, in spite of his villainy, he deserves some sympathy also. It is necessary for us, therefore, to assess this man's character impartially. He certainly has his hateful traits of character, and he certainly deserves to be called a villain. But we still feel some sympathy for him because, in our opinion, he is not only a wrongdoer but also a victim of wrongdoing by others. This is to be kept in our mind while evaluating Shylock's character, that he is not a wrongdoer. Definitely, he is a wrongdoer, but he is not only a wrongdoer, but he is a victim. He is a victim of wrongdoing by others, a usurer. The man, part of his character is he is a money lender, he is a usurer. The spelling goes like this: USURER, usurer. By profession, Shylock is a money lender. Money lending by itself is not something shameful or discreditable or degrading or even objectionable. However, money lending becomes something odious and abhorrent if a money lender becomes an exploiter by changing excessive rates of interest. Shylock is a money lender who tries to enrich himself and to accumulate wealth by exploiting the financial needs of others. One reason why he hates Antonio is that Antonio lends money to needy persons without charging any interest at all, and Antonio thus brings down the rate of interest in Venice, in the market of Venice. Shylock has already hoarded a lot of wealth by his usury, but his craving for more money is not satisfied. This makes him a contemptible person in the play. In this respect, he is a typical Jew because the Jews have traditionally been regarded as usurers. It is only in our own times that the Jews have been able to shed that image. Today, the Jews are regarded as a versatile race of people possessing many gifts and talents. So, we could summarize his characters in the coming classes. Thank you, friends.